you doing, little boy? All right, are we live?
I'm not sure. Let me go to the website. I see 45. It says 44 and 45 are live. That doesn't make no sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm going to 45. 44 says weird things.
Look at this. Look at this.
Hello. Okay, wait. Let me open the new chat.
Oolong, look at this microphone. Talk to the people. Talk to your fans.
Talk to the people.
Tell
Hello,
them your
everyone.
political
Hello,
values.
Tangarius. You're back.
What do you have to say for your crimes?
What was his crimes?
Well, he had to puke this morning, so he puked. He did that. You know.
Oh my god. So I'm at Kev's place, and he has a cat, and she just puked on the carpet there, and I was like, oh no.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yep.
Cat puke everywhere.
Long hair cats do that.
She's very fluffy. I can't show her the camera because she's gone. She likes to hide. Although she did sniff my foot today, so that's the progress.
Aww. Aww. Oh my god.
They're so cute.
Oolong doesn't want to be held right now. He's like squirming.
Is he growling?
His tail is moving back and forth. He doesn't growl. Neither of them like growl, but they like just kind of like fidget until I let them go. God, you're so fucking cute. You're so fucking cute little kitty.
Oh my god, Tangaria's 10 count is so cute. 10 count is really adorable.
Okay, goodbye, Oolong. Toodles. Sometimes when I give him way too much attention, he'll run away from me. So that's how I...
It's like, that was too much attention. I didn't require that much. He gave me excessive attention.
And then he leaves, and then I'm like, perfect. This is exactly how I planned it.
Exactly, yeah. That's Domino. She like meows at me and looks up at me and like wants to be pet. But as soon as I pick her up, she's like, nah, I'm good.
She's like, I'm overstimulated.
Stop. Yeah, exactly. Yep, cats are dumb.
Cats
are so dumb. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're on episode 45. Oh my gosh.
We are on episode 45. That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, will we finish by episode 50 or 52 or 55 or 60?
I don't know, something like that. Oh, for the episode list on the notes, we gotta. Can you enter an entry for the? I don't know when the extra episode comes out for the live, like the dates.
So we just
like,
have
I don't know the
it's
order.
Between. Hold on. Below.
Yes.
Right here.
Bonus. Oh, okay, cool. So that's bonus.
Yep.
Dope. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. All right. So one thing, move your microphone just back just a little bit away from you. Just your microphone. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, and then now you can lean forward comfortably, and I think it'll be fine.
Cool. Yeah, because like my laptop is here.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, dope. Should we just start?
Yeah. Should I do it this time? This one.
I just have it in the order of whoever read the last bit of the episode.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Welcome to BLHQ. I'm Jenny Belly.
And I'm Stella Chu.
This is our weekly podcast breaking down the Danmei web novel Heaven Official's Blessing, written by MXTX. We deep dive a few chapters at a time and discuss themes, cultural backgrounds, and our overall reactions. Spoilers abound and screaming will be had, so you have been warned.
A recap of last week, Jun Wu is revealed to be White No-Face, and he defeats and imprisons all the heavenly officials of the upper court. Xie Lian is able to contact Hua Cheng through Shi Qingxuan and the soul-shifting spell. Yin Yu finds him, and together they try and dig under the palaces to gather all the gods, but Jun Wu finds out and captures Yin Yu and Xie Lian. When Xie Lian regains consciousness, he finds himself tied to a chair by Royer, and Yin Yu and Quan YiZhen are seen in the next room through a mirror. Jun Wu patronizes. Jun Wu patronizes Xie Lian to try. Jun Wu patronizes Xie Lian for trying to escape.
And that brings us to chapter 212. Unable to be perfect, a heart filled with regrets. The mirror is showing the other side of the wall. Yin Yu shakes Quan YiZhen to wake him up. Quan YiZhen's face is so beaten up that he can't speak clearly. Xishang, who beat me up just now? Was it ya? And then he remembers what happened. Oh, it was the Emperor who beat me up. He snatched away your shovel. Do you want me to snatch it back? Xie Lian realizes that they are in Quan YiZhen's palace. Jin Wu caught Yin Yu when he was looking for Quan YiZhen. When Jin Wu walks behind Xie Lian, he lowers his head and secretly mouths, Lord Windmaster, are you still there?
But instead of Jin Zhichuan responding, Jun Wu says from behind, "Of course not. I suddenly remembered that the barrier locking the heavenly capital seems to have leaks, so I've only just barred the soul-shifting spell too." Xie Lian is speechless. Jun Wu pats his shoulder and says kindly, "And to think, it was I who taught you the soul-shifting spell back then. Shenle has been making practical use of all the things I've taught you. I'm very pleased." Then Jin Wu leaves, and appearing inside the mirror, Quan YiZhen and Yin Yu are alarmed, and Quan YiZhen jumps up to his feet to fight.
Jin Wu swings his hand and Quan YiZhen is smacked back to his bed, causing the entire bed to collapse. He falls to the ground, unconscious again. Yin Yu moves defensively, and Jin Wu says, No need to be so tense. Think of it this way. Even if you're on guard, it'd be pointless, so why not relax a bit? My dear Yin Yu, I don't think I've ever chatted with you like this before in the past. Am I right? Yin Yu replies cautiously, That seems to be the case. In the past, Yin Yu was below average in rank among the heavenly officials and was always nervous around Jin. Oh my god, I had so many typos. I was asleep when I wrote this. In the past, Yin Yu was below average in rank among the heavenly officials and was always nervous when Jin Wu passed by. Even now, he feels nervous.
Yin Yu says, "But there are many heavenly officials I've never conversed with before in the first place, and those who didn't know of me." Jin Wu replies, "It's not necessarily true. There are many who know you. Even if you've never met them before, they know of you." Yin Yu is taken aback. "Really?" Jin Wu says, "Because many know of your shidi, and when your shidi is mentioned, the subject of you has often been raised, the one that's a foil." These are extremely piercing words, and said in an emotionless, objective tone, simply stating the truth, which makes it sting more. Yin Yu hangs his head and clenches his fists.
After a long moment, Yin Yu says, My lord, what do you want? You're already the heavenly martial emperor. Nothing can bar you, the greatest martial god of the three realms. No one can shoulder your position. So why are you doing this? Just what do you want? But instead of answering, Jin Wu asks, Yin Yu, do you want to return to the upper court? Xie Lian and Yin Yu are shocked. Is Jin Wu seriously trying to get Yin Yu to change sides? Jin Wu says, I don't think you actually like being a mere errand boy in the ghost realm in the lower worlds.
Yin Yu replies, "My lord thinks too much. There's never a choice of like or dislike." Xie Lian despairs, and Jun Wu smiles, since this answer has shown Yin Yu's true feelings. If Yin Yu liked his position, he would have said, "I liked it very much," but answering vaguely shows he dislikes it after all. Jin Yu says that Yin Yu comes from a famous household, born and raised in an influential sect and ascended to godhood. He's only in the ghost realm now because he has no choice. If he's not happy with his current position, it's because he didn't want to be there in the first place.
Yin Yu says weakly, Chengzhu has shown me grace. He saved me. Jin Wu replies, I know. He even helped you pacify and send off the resentful spirit of Jian Yu who died during banishment. Am I right? Yin Yu replies, Yes, so whether I'm satisfied with the current position, it's all... But Jin Wu interrupts him. That's dissatisfaction. You are bound by his grace and have nowhere to go, so you're only forcing yourself. Yin Yu hangs his head and falls silent. Xie Lian is nervous. Right now, Yin Yu looks extremely weak, and he can guess what Jin Wu is planning.
Jin Wu then asks Yin Yu, "Let me ask you another question. Have you shown Quan YiZhen any grace?" Yin Yu says nothing. Jin Wu says, why must he place himself in an unsatisfactory position just because Hua Cheng showed kindness and grace? But when Yin Yu showed Quan YiZhen grace, he made him fall so low. Jin Wu continues to poke at all of Yin Yu's sore spots. Yin Yu, to be in the habit of belittling yourself in order to help others is no good habit. You must know no one will thank you. Yin Yu has spent his entire life trying to ascend, trying to get a good position in the upper court. Even after Quan YiZhen turned Yin Yu into an embarrassment, he still endured and struggled to remain in heaven. Isn't that because he wanted to stay in heaven?
Jun Wu says that Yin Yu belongs in heaven, if not for Quan YiZhen making a mess of everything and robbing what should have always been Yin Yu's. Who does he think he is? Yin Yu has given much more than Quan YiZhen ever has. In the upper court, Quan YiZhen has no friends or supporters because his mind is simple, ignorant, blunt, and savage. Yin Yu's mind is much more mature and wise. He knows the way of the world better than him. He knows when to advance and when to withdraw, and he's willing to put in an effort. If Yin Yu had Quan YiZhen's natural talents and spiritual powers, then he would have much more achievements than Quan YiZhen, and everyone would respect him.
Yin Yu finally says, I'm not understanding why my lord is saying all this. All ifs are meaningless. His spiritual powers are his. But then suddenly he screams and raises his hand. Pure white spiritual light is bursting out of his hand, so bright that it's blinding. Yin Yu is confused. He's never been that strong before. Whose spiritual power is this? Jun Wu replies that the power isn't his, but if he chooses wisely, all the spiritual power will belong to him. Yin Yu looks over to Quan YiZhen, who has awoken again and looks confused. Jun Wu says, that's correct. This is Quan YiZhen's spiritual power. Yin Yu is shocked. How is Quan YiZhen's spiritual power inside him? How is that possible?
Jun Wu replies that fates can be switched. Why not spiritual powers? It's actually a simple task for a great heavenly official. Yin Yu is horrified and tries to shake off the light in his hands, but it only blasts energy from his fingers, causing an entire row of walls to blow apart. Quan YiZhen's divine statue collapses and the roof is about to cave in. Yin Yu is so shocked he dares not to move again. Jun Wu smiles and says, don't be nervous. Take your time. Just keep it packed in. Yin Yu grabs his own hand, shaking and terrified. Jun Wu says, Yin Yu, let me ask you again. Do you wish to return?
Yin Yu pants with blood-red eyes, but says nothing. Jun Wu says again, if you wish to return, not only can I help you remove the cursed shackle, I can also transfer all of Quan YiZhen's spiritual powers to you. Hearing this, Quan YiZhen is dumbstruck. Even Xie Lian shouts, are you crazy? Jun Wu says slowly, and from now on, there will never be another who only knows of Qing Yi, but not of Yin Yu. Who would dare not to remember your name? Nevermore will there be anyone. Yin Yu stumbles a few steps back. His mind is a complete mess. Xie Lian is tense, watching the scene, gripping his chair and leaning forward.
Xie Lian can tell that deep in Yin Yu's heart, he wants to be in heaven. But he's not sure about his feelings towards Quan YiZhen. Does he have any resentment in his heart? There's so much history between the two of them. It's possible that Yin Yu has some hatred towards his Shidi. Xie Lian also doesn't know Yin Yu well enough to guess what he'll decide. Yin Yu is still stumbling back until he falls to the ground with his face in his hands. After a moment, he looks up and his eyes have grown cold and somber. He glares at the beaten-up Quan YiZhen for a long time and says, my lord, are you really able to give me all of his spiritual powers?
Xie Lian's heart sinks. Quan YiZhen's mouth opens in shock. Shishong? Jun Wu offers to give all of his powers now to prove it. Yin Yu asks if Quan YiZhen can steal them back. Jun Wu replies that unless Yin Yu willingly returns it to him or dies, it will be impossible to steal the powers. Yin Yu then hesitates and asks what will happen to Quan YiZhen after the powers are transferred. Will he die? Jun Wu says that nothing will happen, just the process is a bit painful, that's all. But who hasn't suffered pain in this world? Yin Yu is free to deal with Quan YiZhen afterwards, however he sees fit. Yin Yu then asks, what about the other heavenly officials? They all know the truth.
Jun Wu smiles and says, so what if they know? They're all but ants that can be squished with one hand. Annihilate them all, bring up a new batch of heavenly officials, and you change your name and face, make up a new background. Who would be the wiser? He says this so calmly, as if it's as easy as replacing as if it's as easy as replacing a cup of cold tea with a new one. Yin Yu then asks, in the new upper court, what would be my new identity? Jun Wu replies, Ling Wen is my left hand, and you shall be my right. There will be no others above you besides me.
Yin Yu grits his teeth and says, very well. Pray my lord will remember the promise made to me today. Jin Wu says, as you wish. Immediately, Quan YiZhen starts writhing on the ground, his face twisted with pain and screaming as blood flows out from all of his orifices. He clutches his head and rolls around in great agony. At the same time, spiritual light suddenly emits from Yin Yu's body. He raises his hand and waves it, making the entire palace collapse. Yin Yu stares at his hand in wonder and says, I've never possessed such strong powers before. He looks to Quan YiZhen, who is still screaming on the ground.
Poor Quan YiZhen.
Poor boy.
Jun Wu smiles, smug, and says that from now on, all that power belongs to Yin Yu. But just then, Yin Yu suddenly raises his hand and blasts white light at Jun Wu. He creates a circle of light around Jun Wu's feet, trapping him inside. But Jun Wu is calm as he watches Yin Yu pull Quan YiZhen up and says, Yin Yu, to renege at the last minute, are you not going to give me an explanation? Yin Yu ignores him and he pulls Quan YiZhen onto his back. Jun Wu says, what you're doing is certainly worthy of praise, a man of class. However, is this your true heart? You've endured and aggrieved yourself for hundreds of years. Are you going to keep enduring?
Jun Wu keeps antagonizing him. Do you truly not resent the one you are saving right now? Even if you do not resent, do you not hate? Yin Yu finally loses his patience and shouts, I do resentment. I do resent him. I do hate him. So what? My lord, you. Why must you remind me of this? Yes, I hate him. So what? He's given me so much trouble. Of course I hate him. But I only wanted to just hate him. I only wanted to just hate him. It doesn't mean I have to hurt him. What's that? Should have been mine. Other people's possessions? I don't want them. Xie Lian lights up from the other side of the mirror. Well said.
Yin Yu continues, I do want to return to the heavens. I do want to be ranked in the top 10. But if I didn't manage all that on my own, then it's completely meaningless. I'm unlucky. I accept it. If I'm not as powerful as him, then at the very least I can admit I'm not as powerful as him. Admitting that I can't compare isn't that hard. Xie Lian is amazed by Yin Yu's pride. Quan YiZhen bursts into tears and snot and says, Zhisheng, I'm sorry. Yin Yu says angrily, you don't need to apologize to me anymore either. Either way, you wouldn't understand no matter how much you say sorry. I've really had enough of you.
Jin Wu sighs and waves his hand. Exhilarating. I imagine you and Shenle must get along very well. Then he easily exits the circle of light and approaches Yin Yu. He says, I had pretty much guessed that that's how you would respond, so I didn't remove your curse shackle beforehand. Yin Yu raises his wrist and is shocked to see that the curse shackle is still there, but it is now tightened so fast that it looks like his hand will snap off. The curse shackle starts to suck his blood, turning his entire arm pale white. Xie Lian lunges forward but only manages to fall to the side, still tied to the chair. He hears the sound of fighting, and then a moment later sees Jun Wu's boots step towards him.
Jun Wu crouches down and shows Xie Lian a crimson curse shackle full of blood. He pets his head and tells Xie Lian to bid his friends farewell. Roye is untied, and Xie Lian immediately leaps up to punch Jun Wu's face, but he misses and instead runs towards the door. In the next room, Yin Yu is shriveled up on the floor, white like a paper doll. All of Quan YiZhen's spiritual powers have been removed from Yin Yu and returned. Xie Lian rushes to hold him up. Your Highness Yin Yu! Quan YiZhen cries out, I'm sorry, Zhisheng. I only know how to fight, but I can't beat him. When Quan YiZhen cries, his blood and snot splatter all over Yin Yu's face. Yin Yu gets annoyed and shouts at the last of his strength, I told you to stop that. Never mind. Just drive me to my death.
What a funny way to react. Instead of being like, I'm sorry, or whatever, he just says, shut the fuck up, Quan
I'm
YiZhen. You're so
so sick
annoying.
of you. God damn it. So I feel so bad for Yin Yu. Oh my god.
Yeah, he'll never catch a break.
I know, literally, definition of not catching a break.
As Xie Lian holds him, Yin Yu's eyes fill with tears, and he whispers that he's already known that Quan YiZhen is a genius, and that he himself is ordinary. He knew this from the beginning, but he still couldn't accept it. He wonders, perhaps when he told Quan YiZhen to go die, when he was wearing the brocade immortal, what if he really meant it? Xie Lian hugs him and tells him that it's all right. After living another 100 years, he'll learn that none of that is important. Whether or not he really wanted Quan YiZhen to die, it doesn't matter. Everyone has felt resentment, has had those thoughts. Even Xie Lian thought about massacring the entire world and almost went through with it, but he didn't. In the end, thoughts are thoughts, and the most important thing is that he hadn't actually done anything wrong.
Yin Yu sobs, but in the end, I still think it's so unfair. If I was already destined to be no one remarkable, then at the very least, I wanted to be a kind and perfect person. But I couldn't even do that. It's really so unfair. And truth be told, even in this moment, just thinking that I'm dying for YiZhen, that little dummy, I still can't get over it. I can't even let go and die with a heart with no resentment and no regrets. What is that? Xie Lian comforts him. Your Highness, you've already worked really hard, and you've done very well. You're already much, much better than most people. Yin Yu gives a small chuckle. Better than most people, huh? But I wanted to be a god. Xie Lian replies, but Your Highness Yin Yu, there's actually no god in this world.
Whoa, what
What a somber end to the chapter.
what a quote also. There is actually
Yeah.
no God in this world.
Literally, yeah. I mean, the god that Xie Lian looked up to is actually a fucking ghost. So, like, what the fuck? Oh man, I feel so bad for Yin Yu.
It makes me wonder though, like, how do people become gods then? Because it feels like Jun Wu controls so much of this, and he chooses. Like, he didn't he choose to ascend Xie Lian to begin with?
So ascension comes from the divine, those like the heavenly calamities.
Yeah.
So those are ruled by fate. So that he didn't really control it because all the fate of the world has its own like separate thing. But
Yeah.
Jinwoo sure does have a lot of spiritual powers and a lot of control over
Yeah,
heaven.
because like
That
what had
part is
happened
true.
was like it was at that moment that Xie Lian had like sprinkled water or whatever onto the grave of the or no, it wasn't
Yeah,
it was the flowers.
he put this. So there was a the ghost of the bridge, and he
Yeah.
defeated it. And he lay the ghost to rest, and he said that famous line,
Yeah, and
"Body in
immediately
abyss."
afterwards, like he went to bed and he woke up and he was a god in heaven.
No,
And
no, it was right when he defeated him that he ascended because that was the heavenly calamity, his defeat of
yeah,
the king, the ghost
yeah,
on the bridge. Yeah.
yeah. So it's just kind of like because he met Jun Wu at that moment. Jun Wu appeared and was like, "Hi, what you doing over there,
Yeah,
young
what you
boy?
doing?
Little boy,
Yeah,
what you
he saw
doing?"
him defeat him and was like, "Whoa, you ghoul."
Ooh. And then the other thing is, okay, so Yin Yu was a god. He got banished and he has a cursed shackle.
Yes.
So what
But
keeps him?
Jun Wu is the one who issued the curse shackle. The
Yeah,
curse shackle has nothing to do with like the godliness, like that's nothing
yeah,
to do with heavenly calamity or godhood. That's just something that Jin Wu came up with. So
yeah.
that's all his invention.
So
Yeah.
what keeps Jun Wu on Earth? Like what keeps him
All
immortal?
everyone worshiping him. Like
Oh, not
everyone
Jun Wu.
literally
Sorry,
everyone
Yin
worship.
Yu. Sorry, Yin Yu with the
Oh,
curse shackle. Yeah.
so
What?
so once you run out of spiritual energy, you like dissipate. And I'm sure that Hua Cheng is like feeding him energy to keep him
Yeah.
alive.
Or
Yeah.
is the
Because
curse
even
shackle
his
there to keep him around?
no, the curse shackle doesn't keep you alive because even if you have a curse shackle, you could die if you have no more believers and no more energy. Because like
Yeah.
the person that Yin Yu was banished with, his like little friend who gave Quan YiZhen the armor in the first place, like Jinwoo mentioned this in the dialogue. Jinwoo was like, "Oh, I know that Hua Cheng helped put your friend's spirit to rest after he died during banishment. Because that guy died. And he could have turned into a resentful ghost because he had a lot of resentment. But Hua Cheng helped Yin Yu put his spirit to rest. So that's also probably Hua Cheng is keeping Yin Yu alive.
Yeah, that makes sense now. Yeah, okay, because I was always wondering, like, why is he still around then? You know, like, because everyone else.
Because he's a very useful assistant. He's like #1 assistant.
He's
like
good
the best
assistant,
secretary ever.
What a great secretary.
He's the best secretary.
Yeah,
I want him as my secretary.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, who wants to apply? Who wants to be Yin Yu for us?
I want a Yin Yu so bad. He's like perfect.
I know, right? Oh my gosh.
The best. He like knows what you want. He can anticipate what you want and like does it for you. No questions asked. Like. Best
Love
assistant.
it. And he wears a mask. I don't know, something about masks just like makes people hotter.
Yes, mysterious.
So mysterious.
But anyways, oh my god, I just fucking Yin Yu just wanted to be a good person. Like he thinks he's gonna die right here, and his last words is like, "I know that I have a heart full of hate, but I just wanted to like die with a clean conscience and like be a good person. Even if I'm not strong, I at least want to be kind." But he's like, he feels guilty that he couldn't even be kind because he wanted his Qishong to die. Because he was like so angry with him. But like, I mean, it's just like a normal human feeling, man. Like sometimes you're just mad at people. You can't help it.
Yeah. The intrusive thoughts don't have to be action thoughts.
Actions. Exactly. Yeah. I love that line where Xie Lian is like, thoughts are thoughts. Like actions are more important. Yeah.
Kate Payne says, I don't think he had anything to do with him becoming a god. What?
Yeah. The Jun Wu has nothing to do with, Jun Wu just caught, like Xie Lian just caught Jun Wu's eye. He became interested in him after he learned of Xie Lian's philosophy, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna break this kid. like this kid is too pure and too wholesome. I'm gonna fuck him up." Like that was him.
Caradu says, "I wonder if the curse shackle funnels power to Jun Wu." That's a good theory. There's no proof of that, but it would make sense. Like that would be a good idea.
It definitely stifles their spiritual energy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like Jun Wu was collecting Yin Yu's curse shackle full of his blood for reasons.
Lunch.
Yeah. Yes. Delicious.
Okay, cool. Let's move on to our next chapter. Chapter 213, Breaking the Standstill, a well-timed gift. Xie Lian realizes that the curse shackle Jun Wu took from Yin Yu not only has Yin Yu's blood, but also his soul imprisoned inside. He immediately gets up to go find him. The main heavenly road is empty of people, except for the guards keeping the gods inside their palaces. Xie Lian ignores them and goes to the Great Martial Hall. Inside, he sees Jun Wu sitting on the throne, staring at the cursed shackle. On the ceiling, the fetus spirit crawls upside down on its four limbs like a creepy reptile. Xie Lian lunges for the cursed shackle, but Jun Wu dodges him each time. It's like a scene from Trainspotting when the baby was crawling on the ceiling.
Yeah. Like he's so this fetus spirit is so fucking creepy. Every time it's described, I'm just like, ugh. It's like always like growling and slobbering and like has like fangs and shit. And he's always like doing creepy. Like they describe him as like a hairless dog, like with this like wrinkly skin. Like, oh, so gross.
Yeah. Disgusting.
And also, I like there's this little tidbit that the author, like Xie Lian, sees that all the martial gods are being locked in their palaces and guarded, and he like ignores them, and his thought process is like, oh well, they never helped me, so I'm not gonna help them. Like that's literally in the book. Like it's so funny, so petty.
Yep.
Yeah. Xie Lian shouts, "What use do you have for that thing? Yin Yu isn't even a threat to you, completely insignificant in your eyes. Why did you say all that stuff to him? What's the use in your keeping that thing?" Jun Wu only smiles and keeps the shackle just out of reach of Xie Lian's grasp, like a father playing a fun game with his child. Xie Lian wails with frustration. "Are you mental?" Jun Wu chastises him. "Xie Lian, that tone you took is rather disrespectful." Xie Lian curses with anger. "I'll show you some freaking respect."
But before Xie Lian can move, the curse shackle around his throat suddenly tightens, cutting off his air. Xie Lian's vision goes black and he clutches at his throat, falling to his knees. Jun Wu sits calmly on his throne, petting the fetus spirit like a cat. Finally, the shackle loosens and Xie Lian bursts into a series of violent coughs. Jun Wu warns him to behave more obediently, and not to forget that he has 2 shackles on him. Xie Lian glares at him with red eyes, still coughing. Jun Wu smiles and says, it was Xie Lian who had asked for 2 of them. Xie Lian realizes that earlier when the guoshi lunged for his neck, he was trying to remove the shackle since he knew what it really did.
The guoshi was just trying to help, man. Trying to just help him. Xie Lian touches his neck, feeling the cursed shackle. But then his hand touches something else, the chain for the crystal ring that Hua Cheng gave him. Xie Lian immediately grips the ring tight, his heart pounding uncontrollably. He realizes what that ring really is and stuffs it inside his robes. Just then, Jun Wu gets a message from the communication array. It sounds like it's a heavenly official who doesn't know the situation in heaven. Jun Wu lies and says that he has locked down all communication and is investigating every heavenly official to weed out any spies. Blackwater already infiltrated heaven by pretending to be the Earth Master, so this is a very believable lie.
The person talking to Jun Wu offers to come to heaven to assist, and Jun Wu agrees that they should come. Xie Lian is worried for them since all of heaven is under Jun Wu's control. When the communication ends, Xie Lian asks who is coming. Jun Wu smiles and says, "What's the rush? You'll see soon enough." Xie Lian is surprised that Jun Wu is letting him stay, but Jun Wu says that Xie Lian will act as his right hand and stay in the hall. He threatens that if Xie Lian plays any tricks, he'll destroy all of the heavenly officials. They're all insignificant anyways. He orders Xie Lian to tidy himself up since the guests will be arriving soon. That's some manipulative
like such a fucking
shit.
Prick. Yeah, like he's like, go clean yourself up. We have guests coming.
Also, like, you can't do anything, so just sit here and look cute.
Yeah,
Fuck.
just sit here and smile. Just sit here and look pretty. Oh my god, it's so
Jun
annoying.
Wu's such a dick.
He is. Like, remember how I said like everything he says is like super patronizing. Like the description is super patronizing. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my god, shit pisses me off. Xie Lian doesn't speak and crawls up from the floor, dusting himself off. Then he moves to stand at Jun Wu's side. Jun Wu nods with approval, just like that. Xie Lian is curious who the guest is, since Jun Wu is going out of his way to lie to them. An hour later, the doors of the Great Hall opens and the Rain Master comes in, followed by a group of farmers. Xie Lian is surprised. Why is Jun Wu wary of the Rain Master? They exchange greetings and Xie Lian plays along while thinking of a way to tell the Rain Master what's really happening.
The Rain Master asks about the lockdown, and Jun Wu says that after Blackwater was revealed, he discovered over 50 fake heavenly officials in the middle court. So he had to lock down the upper court in case there were more spies. They discuss further, and Xie Lian realizes that Jun Wu's lies are so perfectly covered with no flaws that he can't warn the Rain Master without risking the other officials' lives. The Rain Master sees nothing unusual and asks if there's anything she can help with. Jun Wu says no, but the Rain Master says that she'll stay in heaven in case she's needed.
Before she leaves, she turns to Xie Lian and says, "Your Highness." Xie Lian's heart beat fast. Did she finally notice something? But the Rain Master just says that since she's been gone from the heavenly capital for so long, she brought souvenir gifts now that she's returned. Xie Lian doesn't know whether to laugh or cry, but Jun Wu tells Xie Lian to go ahead and accept the gift, acting like an elder patronizing a child. A farmer steps forward with a package. It is wrapped very tight, and the Rain Master says that it's nothing valuable, just local specialties grown from the earth. Holding the package, Xie Lian's face changes, but Jun Wu doesn't see it since he has his back turned to him. Then the Rain Master leaves.
Xie Lian is also about to leave with the package, but Jun Wu stops him. He takes the package from Xie Lian and says, "Now you may go." Xie Lian returns to his palace and paces restlessly in the hall. Some time passes when suddenly he hears a bright voice call out to him, "Your Highness?" Immediately, Xie Lian whips around to the window to see a young man in a headscarf perched on the windowsill, grinning at him. Xie Lian is overjoyed and rushes over. "Are you Salang?" The young man laughs and jumps down, pulling off the headscarf, revealing a handsome pale face and long black hair in a high ponytail.
He's back. Hua Cheng sighs and says, "Gege, my dear Gege, this time wanting to see you is as difficult as ascending to the heavens." Earlier in the Great Hall, when Xie Lian accepted the gift, it wasn't the package itself that made Xie Lian's face change. The farmer who delivered the gift had held his hand and squeezed. When Xie Lian looked at the farmer's face, it was covered in a headscarf, but the light in his eyes were visible and familiar. Now that Hua Cheng is with him, Xie Lian feels like finally there's nothing left to worry about.
Yay!
He's back! Oh my god, he infiltrated his way into heaven.
I was wondering about when he was gonna show up.
He made it. He made it. Yeah, so he so like obviously the Rainmaster knows what's up because like she snuck Hua Cheng in. But like everyone is playing this really fun game of pretend because like Jun Wu's like, yes, everything is fine here, nothing to worry about. And the Rainmaster's like, yes, everything is fine. I'm going to my palace now.
Yeah. Oh yes, sir. Of course, everything is normal. Fine.
Everything is normal. Yep. No one is. Nope.
No one's disobeying you at all. You're the God Emperor. Yes. Everything's okay.
Yes, you are still the Emperor, not a fucking demon. There's no fucking fetus spirit in the fucking palace halls. Like,
oh my
it's just
God.
like crawling around.
Yeah,
like a fucking. It's just crawling around like a worm, reptile, snake
Disgusting.
thing. Like, it's so creepy. Yeah.
I hate the fetus spirit. I never like the fetus spirit, no matter what it does. It's just gross.
It's just gross. Yeah, I agree. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And also Xie Lian, the ring. Fucking took him this long to realize what's going on with the ring.
I knew from like the beginning when he was like, "Oh yeah, they're ashes. Yes. They've given to their lover," and then he woke up and it was around his neck. I'm like, "Yeah, okay, that makes sense."
Yeah, yeah. I was like, same. I was like, "Come on, Xie Lian, like get your shit together." And he only realizes it now in like the worst like possible situation. Like,
also, I'm like terrified. I was like terrified for that ring for the longest time because it's a smoking gun, you know.
Yes, it's like, oh my god, any second now that thing is gonna get crushed and Hua Cheng's gonna die and we're all gonna cry. Yeah, any second now.
Yeah, I've read fanfics and it traumatized me. I was like, no.
Did I send you the fanfic where Jun Wu pretends to be Hua Cheng?
Yes, and then in the end, crushes the ring.
Yes,
that was
and he crushes it.
Fucked. So fucked.
Dude, that fanfic fucked me up.
Yeah.
I sent it to everyone. Like, they didn't even read. They don't even know what fucking Heaven Official Blessing was. And I just sent it. I sent it to like Kelly. And she was like, what the fuck am I reading? I sent it to Beth. I sent it to like literally everyone.
Yep.
I was like, this thing has destroyed my heart.
Yep.
And I need you to suffer with me.
Yep. That one ruined me. And sometimes I just want people to write like what happens after the fact, like how sad it can be.
Like when he like loses his mind.
Yes.
What?
I just want to see it. I just want to see the suffering.
Such a fucked up fanfic.
I want to focus on the suffering, please. I love the suffering.
You just want everyone to cry.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh, dang. That was just this. I also the way that Jun Wu talks to Xie Lian is like so infuriating.
Yeah, disgusting. So disgusting. Yeah. All right, reading chat.
I hate it so much.
Yes. Let's see. Tangira says best secretary. yes.
I want Yin Yu IRL. I want him to be my assistant. He's so efficient.
Mm-hmm. He's so good at what he does.
Quiet. He knows what he wants. He knows what to do already. You don't have to ask him anything.
Yeah. Let's see. A card asks is wondering if it's gonna grow into something. Like the fetus spirit is gonna grow into something. Into a baby, I guess.
No, it like died as a ghost, so it stays as a ghost forever in that form. So it's just the fetus spirit. It's this ugly fetus spirit for the rest of its dead life.
Yep. Let's see. If Jun Wu's evil overlord, who is in hell? Technically, Hua Cheng is the king.
Hua Cheng is the ghost king. That's his title.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the ghost king over the land, and Blackwater is the ghost king over the water.
Yeah, and we never find out what happens in the actual afterlife, in the reincarnation, but there are other wuxia novels that go into that, such as Wu Qianjie. It's called Impermanence. Oh. That one is all about what happens in the reincarnation cycle and what like the soul society looks like.
In the lore of this fic, it seems that once you die, if you have enough resentment, you've turned into a ghost fire, and the ghost fire can, like when Xie Lian had all those ghost fires released from the lanterns, he like let them escape and they went to the sky until they went into the afterlife. But if you have enough resentment, you stay as a ghost fire until you become strong enough to have a human form, which was Wu Ming, right?
Yep.
And then Wu Ming exploded from the curse, and then became then he went into the after a long time of recovery, he went into Mount Honglu to become the Ghost King, Hua Cheng.
Yep.
So that is the life of a Ghost King. Yeah. Anyways,
see.
it's much sad.
Tungir says, and you don't mess with the Rainmaster. Let's go.
No. Oh my God, Rainmaster's the best.
Yes.
But he got cut off. The communication is no longer. Oh wait, Rainmaster. Yes, I thought you said Windmaster. Yeah, the Rainmaster is actually really, really powerful.
Yeah.
And like everyone underestimates her.
Yeah, and she was one of the 4 legends because she is the princess who slit her own throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her story is also very tragic.
And then K-Pain, which one are you asking about? What it's called? You're talking about Impermanence? Oh no, you're talking about the fic in which Xie Lian and
the one with the ring. Do you know the name of it?
I don't remember this. I read it like a year ago.
I read it when I first read Heavenly Official. Like that was like the second fic that I read after I finished Heavenly Official, and I was like, oh no,
it ruined
why
me.
did I do that?
Yeah,
I was really fucked up.
Yeah, that was really messed up.
I was really messed up.
Good luck finding it.
I actually sent it to Kelly, so I feel like I can find it.
Or Beth, maybe if you scroll through, if you send it to Beth, scroll through Beth. I bet you have less DMs with Beth than Kelly, because like holy shit, you'd have to scroll like every chat every day.
I can go to Kelly's and then I can search archive, and then that'll probably be like
good luck, because sometimes it doesn't show me links.
Really?
Yeah, I try searching links. Sometimes it doesn't show.
I bet I can still find it though, like through just like archive of our own.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, let me know if you do find it, because I want to see if I can. Okay, we're gonna take a second and see if we can find this. Okay, we're gonna find. It's probably Dead Dove, right? It's warnings.
It was not Dead Dove because there was no warning. There was no warning.
Oh my god. Okay, it was definitely explicit though.
It was explicit because they were fucking.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna look for under kudos, and then I'm gonna look within results, search within results, ashes maybe.
There's like character death was one of the tags. I remember character death.
Okay, character death.
Look up character death.
Character death. Major character.
And then we all
death.
just die. We'll just all die.
Okay, we're gonna try and find this.
I bet it's like highest kudos in.
Okay, so didn't turn up with anything of ashes.
Okay. I don't think. Look up ring.
Where would this be?
Kudos. I'm gonna look up explicit. And I'm gonna look up additional tags. Character death.
It was short too.
It was so short and it's so biting.
Okay, word count. God. I'm gonna do 10,000.
Okay.
I want to find this.
We're gonna find it. I believe in us. Oh, look up under characters. Look up Jun Wu or White No Face.
Oh, okay, I found it.
You found it? What's it called?
Okay, I think I found it. It's called Silver Writings on Your Skin.
Yes! This is it. I found it. Yeah, this is it. Oh, okay. So it's written by Skin and Bones. And yeah, Silver Writing. This is it. I found it.
I'm gonna bookmark this.
Fuck this book. Fuck this one.
Smut and then crushing of
ash ring.
Yeah. Ton ashes. Yeah.
I'm editing my book. I apparently bookmarked it, but I bookmarked it blank. So now I need to.
Yeah, you need to go back and just fix all your bookmarks, right? Yeah. Oh my god.
Bookmarks. Oh my god. This one was so fucked up.
So fucked.
Maybe we'll talk about this on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we can. Okay, cool. All right, let's move on to our next chapter, you guys.
Okay.
Just a quick
This
pause.
is actually the final chapter that I have written, so...
Okay. Chapter 214, Breaking the Standstill, A Well-Timed Gift. Xie Lian runs to Hua Cheng and hugs him before he can even step forward. Hua Cheng chuckles and places his hand on Xie Lian's back. But then Xie Lian remembers the human array and asks what's going on at the royal capital. Did he leave Shi Qingchuan to guard the array? Did he leave Shi Qingchuan to guard the array by himself? What if Jun Wu notices that Hua Cheng is missing? Hua Cheng replies, "Don't worry, Gaga. That's already been taken care of. No flaws will be exposed for the moment. Xie Lian figures that he probably left a clone behind and doesn't press further. Just then, Hua Cheng remarks leisurely, "It seems Gaga really missed me very much."
The flirting begins. Xie Lian has been holding Hua Cheng tightly this whole time, not letting go. Embarrassed, he loosens his grip and straightens himself. He changes the subject, asking about the Rainmaster. Hua Cheng smiles and says that Jun Wu had no choice but to let the Rainmaster into heaven, so he was able to enter with her. Then he says, "Gaga, don't worry. It's fine. You can keep holding me like that. I don't mind." Xie Lian clears his throat and says, "No, it's all right. Thank you. But why can't he do anything to the Rainmaster?"
Hua Cheng explains that the Rainmaster is the only heavenly official that manages agriculture. If the Rainmaster was killed and no one is able to replace her, agriculture will go into chaos and the people will have no food. People value food above all else, and if people can't eat, riots will occur to topple the gods. On top of that, the Rainmaster has no temples, doesn't live in the heavenly capital, and has no desire for power, so there's nothing Jun Wu can do to control her. His position is stable as long as the Rainmaster manages agriculture, so he has to keep up pretenses around her until he can find another plan. Wow, that's a lot. That is
She's powerful.
so
She
different.
controls food.
Yeah. And the fact that there's
controls all the food.
only one god that controls food, it's really kind of crazy because there's so many gods that control literature.
Oh, I lost signal. I lost your signal.
I know.
What happened?
Why? I'm gonna kick her out of the room. What have you done? Why?
What have? She died. Stella has deceased.
Get out of my room, both of you.
Did she knock over the camera?
No, she unplugged my HDMI. Give me a sec. I have to figure this out.
Okay, no
What
worries.
a dick! How dare you, child?
Oh no. Oh no, she died. Stella deceased. No signal.
God. Oh no!
Oh, give her a second to What happened?
She
happened?
ripped it out. Oh no! I don't think I can fix this. Holy shit!
What do you
It is
mean?
fucked.
Like it's broken?
Yeah, my HDMI cable is fucked.
Do you have another HDMI cable?
No, not this kind.
Oh.
All right, well, that's the
Okay.
end of my camera, I guess. I'm gonna have to order a new one
Okay, I
now.
will be talking to this no signal black bar.
Yay! You guys love it.
Oh no, I am so sorry. Dang it.
No.
Was it with Ulan?
It was poor.
Why?
Jerk.
I thought she was the calm one.
Yeah, no, she just. Oh God, guys.
Attack of the Cats. Yeah, you gotta kick them out when we're computering.
Oh my God, I'm so upset now. I have to order a new
sorry.
one.
Yeah, Amazon it. Get that next day delivery.
Yeah, right.
Oof. Yikes. Oh, Changari says, does the electrical tape work?
No, it's like completely fucked. It's
Okay,
like ripped.
dope. I was literally like, show me, but then like you can't.
I can actually. I take a picture of it. I sent it to Jeff. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay, send me the picture and then I'll show the camera.
If you zoom in on it, you can see like it's ripped from the pins and everything.
Okay, 1 second. I'm loading the phone browser. Oh, shit! Okay, so this is what we're dealing with right now. Like, there's, like, the wires and then, like, the little metal thing. So,
Yeah,
cats,
all the pin.
man.
All
Cats.
the pins.
They're just out. That's not fixable. That's just death. Okay, well, anyways.
I'm so mad. Oh my God.
No.
All right,
Sorry.
well, let me turn off that camera. Fuck.
Okay.
I'm lucky that she didn't like completely disconnect.
Knock everything over.
Yeah, knock everything
Yeah.
over. Oh my God.
At least it's not like your entire like tripod fell over.
Yeah, I actually have it hooked to the underside of a shelf.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, that's a high place for it to fall if it got disconnected. Okay, where were we? What part am I on?
Hua Cheng explains.
Hua Cheng explains that the Rainmaster is the only heavenly official that meant. Oh wait, we already wrote this.
Oh wait,
it's
just kidding.
your turn.
You're right. Oh yeah, right. Hua Cheng. Wait. Okay, yeah. Hua Cheng and Xie Lian leave the palace. On the way out, Xie Lian notices that all the guards have been frozen in place by Hua Cheng's petrification spell. Hua Cheng also releases thousands of silver butterflies, turning them invisible to disperse throughout heaven. Using the butterflies, they avoid all the patrolling guards. But suddenly, Hua Cheng grabs Xie Lian's waist and hides them, Just as the fetus spirit runs by, with Jian Lan chasing after it, she realizes that the fetus spirit has run to the palace of Feng Xin, and her face twitches. What are you doing coming here? The fetus spirit begins wailing while chewing on a white radish, and Jian Lan immediately cradles its deformed figure, speaking to it gently. Xie Lian thinks that only a mother could love such a horrifying-looking creature.
Xie Lian realizes that the white radish is the gift the Rainmaster gave him. Jun Wu must have opened the package and then tossed the radish to the fetus spirit like a dog. Bleh. And then toss the radish to this. It's such a the words. It's like
Yeah.
And then toss the radish to the fetus spirit like a bone to a dog. But just then the fetus spirit jumps out of Jian Lan's arms and runs into the palace. Jian Lan has no choice but to follow it inside. Xie Lian is worried that the fetus spirit will hurt Feng Xin and looks to Hua Cheng, who tells him that he's already planted a butterfly on Jian Lan so they can monitor the situation. Through the butterfly, they can see that Jian Lan is quietly tiptoeing around the palace to get Shu Shu without alerting Feng Xin.
So.
Through the butterfly, they see that Jian Lan is quietly tiptoeing around the palace to get Shuo Shuo without alerting Feng Xin. But Shuo Shuo has already hopped into the main hall where Feng Xin sits meditating.
Feng Xin is stunned and delighted. Jian Lan, why have you come? Are you all right? You've come just in time. Help me. But he is interrupted by Shuo Shuo, who forcefully throws the giant radish at Feng Xin's face. Feng Xin falls back with the blood streaming down his nose and shouts, "What are you doing? Stay still, will you?" Soso ignores him and screeches, slithering its tongue. Gross. So gross. Feng Xin tries to grab him, but Soso bites his arm with his sharp teeth and clings while Feng Xin shakes his arm. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Are you looking for a beating? What the hell?
Jian Lan shouts out, "Stop! What right do you have to yell and beat him?" Feng Xin is taken aback. He recognized the crook of a father. Why would he be on Jun Wu's side? How did he turn out like this? Jian Lan clicks her tongue. How? Isn't it because of you? It's the father's fault for only raising without educating. If it wasn't you slacking off on your duty as a father, would your own son be dug out from his mother's womb to be made into something like this? What the hell? The hell you gave life to? Feng Xin mumbles out, But I didn't know about this at all. And at the time, it was you who told me to scram.
Jian Lan says that she told him to scram to help him. He was already exhausted and annoyed serving the crown prince, and on top of that, trying to collect enough money to earn her freedom. He was better off leaving, but too embarrassed to leave himself, so she had to send him off. Feng Xin replies that he was exhausted at the time, but never annoyed with her. He wanted to redeem her. Jian Lan jabs at his chest and shouts that he was already working every day, busking, to earn a few pennies for his crown prince and emperor. There is no way he was ever going to earn enough for her freedom on top of it.
Feng Xin says, "You didn't say this at the beginning. We even made promises. I always keep my words." But Jian Lan interrupts him. "There's plenty of promises, swears, and oaths out there. But think a bit for yourself. What have you given me, huh? Other than that golden belt. Oh, wait, it was only that golden belt. And you even said over and over never to sell it." Feng Xin backs up with each word, looking stiff and shamed. Jian Lan grows angrier and angrier, saying that he gave her a useless protection charm that brought nothing but bad luck, and she couldn't deal with his temper growing worse. It's better he left before he could grow to complain about her, hate her, and get annoyed with her, and never want to see her ever again. Oh my god, the relationship is so sad.
It's really sad. She's like, "I'd rather you leave before you hate me. So just go." And Feng Xin's like, "But I love you, and I wanted to give you your freedom, and I wanted to raise enough money." And she's like, "You're fucking broke. How are you gonna get this money, you dumb bitch?" Oh my god. Oh my god.
I would say their relationship is the most normal, like not normal, but like the most realistic, yes, out of any kind of relationship so far.
Yeah, because like they just met at the wrong time. Like he was in a bad spot and she was in a bad spot, but they liked each other and they had a kid together, except that was just not going to last because it was too complicated. Yeah. Xie Lian and Feng Xin are both speechless. Back then, Feng Xin was a servant and good friend, but not a slave. He was allowed to build a home and have his own family. But unfortunately, he found his family during the toughest time of his life, during Xie Lian's banishment. Xie Lian and Feng Xin were struggling too much at the time to make anything work. Perhaps Jian Lan had already seen it coming, so she chased Feng Xin away. But even during that difficult time, Feng Xin did everything he could to support Xie Lian and his parents. He even gifted Jian Lan with protection charms to bring her luck. She must have believed in the charms to have tucked them in the robes of her unborn child.
Jian Lan looks like she said too much and picks up the fetus spirit, leaving quickly. Feng Xin calls out after her. He pulls at his hair in frustration and begs, Come back. I still feel... I want to take care of both of you. I should take care of both of you. I have a duty. I promised you. Jian Lan turns around and says, No need. I know, you're disgusted with this son of yours. It's nothing but some demonic creature in your eyes. It's fine. I'm not disgusted. Feng Xin shouts out, I'm not disgusted.
Jian Lan asks, Then how come you're so mean to him every time? Can you really take him for your own son? Feng Xin replies, As long as it can return to the right path, how can I not? Jian Lan sneers, Then let me ask you again. You're a heavenly official. Do you dare to recognize it as your son? Feng Xin is taken aback. The fetus spirit is a demonic creature. How could Feng Xin recognize it as his son? If he did, his worshippers' merits and reputation would be greatly affected.
So recognizing basically means to announce to the world, huh?
Yep, he would have to be like who would worship him? He's like, wow, you had an illicit affair with a prostitute and then you had this like demon child and now you're like the demon child's father. Like, who? What kind of god is that?
Yeah, but also the baby didn't choose to be a demon child.
It's true. It's true. It was ripped out of it. But it looks really fucked up, man. Like, I don't know if anyone can look at that thing and be like, yeah, that's the god's son.
Has anyone drawn fan art of it?
Yes. I posted a picture of it in the earlier docs. It's like gross. It has like black eyes and like melty skin, like really saggy like skin and like claws, and like the entire background of it was like black and shadowy, and it was like really disturbing. Like it was some like video game horror character shit.
Ooh, yeah. Love it.
No, gross.
Oh man. Well, that is all of the chapters. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There's so much happening. There's literally so much fucking happening. Oh my god.
I know. Everything's kind of like getting to this crescendo of multiple plot elements coming together. Like Ling Wen is there with the Broken Immortal, and the fetus spirit is back with the whole Feng Xin drama, and Xie Lian and Hua Cheng are just trying to like leave.
Yeah. Yin Yu and Quan YiZhen. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that whole shit. Lan Chancho and Qirong. Everything's coming back at the same time.
Everyone's just gonna resolve at the same time.
Kate says there is fan art in the book.
Oh yeah, I'll have to look through the book. I have up to book 5. I think they did they publish book 6? Yeah, I don't know. They haven't published the art for book 6 yet.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Someone's like, why is he mean to him? Well, that thing bites. I mean, yeah, I feel like Feng Xin wasn't being mean to him. It's like she's just trying to defend himself.
It just came out of nowhere and bit him at that one point. Okay.
I know. I feel like he has to punch it to get it to unbite him. Like, it's not like he can just let it keep biting him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sad.
Okay, so let's talk about our what's it called? Off topic.
Off topic?
Yes, okay, let's talk about our off topics.
Give me a hot second.
I'm trying to remember all the ones
from before.
No, like I pulled up a bunch of them just before stream and I don't even remember. Okay. So this one is real messed up. It's Grandmaster Demonic Cultivation. It's called Unhidden Truth by Sarah R. And I will say here, fair warning, it's only good for the first like 3 chapters, and then after it shifts into a different thing, which I'll get into. It starts like falling apart after that, and I just stopped reading.
The writing or the plot?
The plot and the writing both fell apart after that. So the premise starts off so strong, and I love it so much. Okay, so this is where Wei Wuxian, it's like, this is post-canon. It starts off post-canon where Wei Wuxian, Lan Wangji, and Lan Xijui, like, they're all together, like, you know, living their happy life, but something horrible happens, I guess during a night hunt or something, and all of them die. I think with this one, I can't remember exactly what was happening with this one, if it was the burial mounds that became like sentient or something, and then ended up like killing everyone slowly. So like Zhang Chen dies first, and then like his son dies, and then Lan Wangji dies, and then he himself dies. And he wakes up, and he wakes up on the day that he got kicked out of the cloud recesses when he was 16 years old, and he's on the boat to go back to Lotus Pier. So this is where it starts, and he had just died, so his like brain is all like fried from having like experienced a trauma of watching everyone around him die. So he's like in that mindset. He's not in the like original Yingling patriarch waking up in Mo Shan Yu's body type of brain, right? Like where he was just like, yeah, whatever, I guess I'm awake now. No, this is like he's like in like mid panic mode. And so the way that this is written is like he's just like, what is going on? Where am I? Like what year is this? Who are you? Like where like what is going on? He's like really panicking, and he can't stop thinking about like how it's all his fault that everyone's dead. And yeah, it's like real dark. I love, you know me, I love the darkness.
Yeah, that's right up your alley. It's
and
fine.
Like Uncle Zhang is there, like Jian Fan is there, and he's just like, hey, what's going, are you okay? Like they're on the boat and they're about to land on Lotus Pier, and they're like, he's like, are you okay? And he's just like saying all these like weird things, and he can't stop thinking about like how he can't live through all of the trauma again of like everyone's fault. Like he hasn't seen Jian Fanmin in a long time, right? The last time he saw him, it was when Lotus Pier was burning, and he hasn't seen Madame Yu, and he hasn't seen Zhang Yanli in decades. And it's terrifying. Like he can't deal with Zhang Yanli at all, like the idea of her. And so when he sees her again, he has like the biggest panic attack. He's like, he can't even like look her in the eye. He's freaking out because all he can think about is how it's his fault.
I love how like most, like 90% of the Madao Zushi fanfics I read, Wei Ying has a panic attack.
Yep,
like,
panic attack Wei Ying.
Yeah,
he's either manically ADHD or he has a panic attack about all of his bad things.
That's him.
Oh my god. Yeah, so messed up. And so finally it culminates to when he walks like past the training fields, and Madame Yu is there training her disciples, and she says all this like fucked up shit to him, like how dare you like come back, like it's all your like you're gonna be the death of this sect. And he thinks to himself, I'm gonna be the death of this sect. It's going to be my fault. I don't know how to prevent this. I can't live through this again. And he takes out Sui Bian and slits his own throat.
No way. Fuck no. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What? Did not see that coming.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what? Is that the end?
That was chapter 1. And so I'm just gonna leave you with
cool. I don't know if I want to read this or not, because you said it goes kind of downhill.
Okay, actually, yeah, I forgot. I have to tell you why it goes bad. It goes bad because it's trying to be a fix-it fic, and he tells everyone, I'm from the future. Oh, also, Lan Wangji is also from the future. He also, they both got it. They both time traveled. And so they both convince everyone to watch the history, to watch everything. And it kind of becomes everyone watches Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation.
So
and it stops being fun to read, because it's just a full-on recap of the book.
Entire show.
It's not even a recap of the history. It doesn't even start off with like 16-year-old Wei Ying. It starts off with Mo Shan Yu. And I'm like, excuse me? okay, weird. So I kind of lost it at that point. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this down. But up to that point, it was really, really good because it goes to everyone's perspective. It goes to like Madame Yu's perspective and Jiang Fanmin's perspective and Jiang Ten's perspective and Yang Li's perspective of everyone just like trying to figure out like what they did to cause this bubbly boy Wei Wuxian to want to slit his own throat, to think that he was such a bad person in that moment to slit his throat, until they find out that, oh, you're from the future and there's a bunch of terrible things that happen. So I just kind of wish that like the author like kind of wrote it a little bit better, but like the pain, the way they wrote like all of the pain was perfect. It was amazing. I loved it so much. So yeah, check out the fic for the first like 4 chapters.
Just like half of it.
Yeah, just up until they decide to show everyone the like history of what happened, like the future.
When you're saying they showed everyone, they like
go into a
slideshow.
Yeah, it's like a movie theater inside of their heads.
Got it.
I'm not even joking.
They
like literally have
pretty
to watch.
Anticlimactic.
It's so. And also, they bring the kids in too. They bring Lan Suji,
the juniors?
the juniors. They bring the juniors in, and the juniors haven't even been born yet. And I'm like, why are they here? They didn't need to be here.
What the fuck? Okay, I see. Okay, I understand now.
So it just falls off. But like I said, the beginning is really, really well done. Like just very, and I loved it up until that point.
Nice. Okay. So there is a fic that I want to talk about, but I think I should talk about it on the bottom of the show because it's pretty explicit.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find another one. Did I already talk about this one?
Tell me the title and I will look at our
Bleach
notes.
White Linen.
No, I don't think we've talked about that one.
Okay, so Bleach White Linen by Monoceros Rex is a soulmate. I think I told it about in person during SemiCon, but it's a soulmate AU. And it's one where there's a spell that exists where you can find your soulmate, and your soulmate doesn't necessarily mean that you're like gonna fall in love with them. It just means that your energies are compatible. So if you're injured and you have your soulmate near you, it's good for your healing. So basically, Lanjan gets into like a horrifying like accident that like destroys his golden core, and his brother is desperate to save his life. So he like does this like illegal, like you're gonna go to jail for like the rest of your life if you do this ceremony, like super illegal like spell that binds Lanjan to his soulmate, whoever he is. Turns out it's Wei Ying, and he lives like on the other side of the country. And Wei Ying like literally is like talking with his sister when all of a sudden he like falls to the ground in pain because like the soul mark seal like appears on his arm because of the ritual.
Yeah.
And so Lanjan's brother like finds a way to contact him and his sister and like begs Wei Ying to like come to his side of the world so that he can like save his brother who's like lying in a hospital bed like comatose and like dying. And Wei Ying is like, yeah, sure, I'll help you. That's fine. And his sister's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, this guy, like, bound you to another person for the rest of your life. Like, you're gonna, that's you're, like, giving up your entire future. And that's why the spell is, like, super illegal. But Wei Ying is like, well, he's dying and I must help him because I must help everyone. So he, like, just, like, fucking leaves. And doesn't end up too bad. It doesn't get too angsty because, like, he ends up, like, saving him through, like, Wen Qing is like the doctor and she like saves him. They like do this like ritual thing so that he can share his golden core with Lanjan. But when Lanjan wakes up, he's like, I love these like meet cutes where Lanjan is like, who is this most annoying person? Like, why is he so fucking hot? But like, why is he also the most annoying person I've ever met in my entire life? And they like they're stuck in this hospital for like another month while Lanjan is recovering. And so like Wei Ying like visits him every day and like talks with him and like slowly breaks down his barriers. And they play music together. There's like other kids in the hospital that are like terminal like cancer patients. Aww. And like elderly people who are like there on their deathbed. And like Wei Ying is like brightening up everyone in the hospital. Aww. Like bringing people together, like playing music for them and singing for them. And it's like super heartwarming, and it's like really, really like touching and like about life and like finding your true love and falling in love. It's because Lanjan like does not like him in the beginning, and then like he slowly grows to love him like as they spend time together. So it's about like falling in love. Aww. It's really great. Anyways, I love fucking soul mark AUs.
Yes.
They're so good. They're so good.
Yes, I love that too.
Yeah.
I always
so
find
good,
though
yeah.
that soul mark AUs end up being really short because, you know, they just find each
This
other.
this one is 44,000 words. Not too bad. It's like
Yeah.
medium length.
It's
Yeah,
just
pretty
hard to
good.
build a universe around it, you know,
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
all you always end up finding that person somehow really easily.
Yeah,
Whereas the
yeah.
Hana Hockey disease takes forever.
That one takes that one you just have to like get over your fucking self-pity and like fucking oh now my phone died.
love it. Perfect.
Well, my camera died, you guys.
Well, now
This is some amazing timing.
great. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the part of our
I can't stop laughing.
we're gonna move on to the part of our podcast where it's just black screens for everyone.
Oh my god, I have to giggle. I don't know how that happened.
This is our true form,
suddenly
okay?
gone.
We're just darkness incarnate only.
Oh my god, my phone, like the battery died.
Yeah.
It wasn't charging this entire time.
Fuck. Oh my god. It's fucking stupid.
I love this. This has happened.
Fucking
This
dumb.
has happened.
Oh my god. All right. Okay. Cool.
Black screen.
Dope. All right.
Okay, I'm controlling my giggle. Okay, I'm doing my best.
Okay. let's talk about Patreon. No.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
This is
talk about
part of
Patreon.
this is the part of our podcast where we talk about Patreon, in which I read people's comments. So if you support us on Patreon, please leave us comments so I can talk about it, or else I just won't have content to talk about. Okay. So
Okay.
thank you to Kate for posting on our SumiCon
Yay,
panel.
Kate.
She said, "Wish I could have been there. You guys did a great job." Well, thank you so much,
Aw,
Kate.
Glad you like the panel.
If you guys haven't listened to our extra podcast episode, it's where we explain Danmei 101 to you. You can send it to everyone you know so they can learn about what it's like to be obsessed with gay Chinese wizards.
Absolutely.
Yep. Gay Chinese men kissing and hugging, you know?
And fucking.
Good fucking. Lots of fucking.
Oh my god.
And then thank you to Faceboy for saying on episode 43, "Yay, best cinnamon roll. Xi Chuan is back."
Chi is the best. I love him so much.
Yeah, you're so great. And then we also like to thank our Sichuan tier, which is the highest tier. Thank you for all of your support.
Thank you so much for supporting us.
Yes, thank you to Owl.
Thank you, Faceboy23.
Thank you, Kita.
Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, George.
And thank you, Rob. Thank you for being our top tier patrons.
And if you guys don't follow us already on Patreon, make sure to follow us on Twitter, where I retweet tons of fan art and fanfics. In fact,
I just retweeted a fanfic that made me sad. It was good.
Yes. Oh man. So I also retweeted a fanfic from Sentient Ren, who's one of my favorite fan fiction writers for Urha, the dumb husky and his white cat Shizen. She has been writing this is my favorite AU. It's the Heavenly Rift AU. She's the only one who writes for it. It's great.
One. Yeah.
So she started a new one called Bugui Forge, and it's dark and sad, and I will cover it in another episode of our podcast, but I will just say that I tweeted at her and I said, "You captured Moran and Chuan's suffering so well. I love watching them hurt." And she replied back with, "Thank you so much. There's so much more hurt to come. I actually spent part of this morning plotting out ways to make the climax even more painful."
Oh yeah, she loves to
thank
give
you.
the inks. Love that. Love that.
Love it. So, yeah, support all our fanfiction writers out there. They help give
God,
us content to talk about.
They give me life. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have fanfics.
I know, right?
Just wither into a ball.
I need it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening.
Yes, thank you. And as Xie Lian said, but Your Highness Yin Yu, there is actually no god in this world. So
No
dark.
gods at all.
Xie Lian, what the fuck?
Despair is the only thing we can trust.
Have you seen the Mario movie yet?
Yes, I love that little
Oh
star.
my god, that fucking character killed me. I was screaming, crying, laughing.
It was my favorite, and that's how
I
I
was
want to
like, the
be.
fuck?
Yes.
Despair. Finally, release.
All right, bye
No more
everyone.
suffering. Bye.
Awesome. All right.
Oh my god. Well, that video totally died.
Woo! Great,
So
great,
funny.
great.
That was just good. The timing could
Oh
not
my
have been any
God.
better.
I know. Hilarious. Well, thank you guys. Seriously, we will have everything fixed for next time.
Yep. Well, I'll be back home. Wait, no, I won't. I'll be in Korea.
Yeah,
We're gonna be in Korea.
so yeah, we're gonna not be able to record any well, not we can record, but we can't do live streams while we're over
No.
there. Or I mean,
We
like
can
not
just
that we
do
want
the
to.
episode recording.
Yeah, we have to. We're gonna
you'll-
have like
you'll
2
have
episodes
the podcast.
we have to record while we're there.
Yeah. Okay. We will do that.
All right, bye everybody. Have a good